Welcome to another episode of 3-Minute Tesla Tips. And I did a trip up to Whistler, which I limited myself to 160 kilometers range, but I was going to use level 2 chargers on the way. That would have added a lot of hours to the trip, and I got a bit of trouble for doing this. So now I've got to spend the night outside the house. So I got an option. Do I spend it in a hotel and spend a whole bunch of money, or do I spend it in the car? So it brings me to the topic today of climate control. Now, with your gas car, you couldn't just get in your car and sleep the night without turning the heat or AC on, because if you leave it on, it's going to run your battery out unless you leave the car running the whole time. With an electric car, though, it's all battery, so you don't have that problem. So there's different types of climate control that we can turn on. Let's see what we can do with this baby. This is the setup I have to spend the night. What I do is I have a twin-size memory foam in here. Now this will stretch as it needs to, up and forward, back and forth. So it's going to fit in there pretty good. If you had a solid mattress, I don't know how well it would fare. It'd be pretty tight, maybe on the sides and bulge up a bit. So on top of that, I just threw a couple blankets, pillows up at the front, and a dog to keep me company for the night. Now, getting in and out is the real challenge for this. Shutting this back part is a little challenging if you have your head at this part here, because it's quite a far distance. And with this height here, it's also hard to shimmy around. So what I would do is get through the side doors and then shut the doors, as opposed to having to shut the trunk. And the fact that this is not perfectly flat, it actually moves up a bit. It's a little higher where the back seats are. It's a little bit more comfortable if you're sitting in that position. And of course, you can then look up at the stars through the sunroof. If you open up the app, you can change the heat on and off with the fan icon. If you go into climate, you can change the entire climate to be on. You can change the individual seat heaters to have 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3. And if you hit the defrost button there, it'll turn everything up to high. You'll see a little icon up in the corner and your temperature set to high. So in addition to the app, there's a couple options you can have set up. If you hit the fan on the bottom here, you have off, which is the default setting. And the rest will keep the AC going if you're above 20% charge. Now, if you go below 20%, it'll turn off automatically, saving you the battery, so at least you can get somewhere else if you forgot. So the first one on here is camp. Now this will keep the AC going. I would use this in a drive-in movie theater or going to the beach, because what it does is it also disables Sentry mode, car alarm, and a walk-away lock. So anybody can get into it at any time. They can't drive, but it's completely unlocked. Next one is dog mode. If you had your dog in the vehicle, you're going into the store, what it'll do is it'll do a splash screen on here, as well as the temperature, and that your owner will be back shortly. And hopefully this will stop somebody from trying to break into the car to save your dog. But Sentry mode's turned off because Sentry mode does a loud noise and it would deafen your dog if they were inside. And the last one I have here is on. Now this is just going to keep it on after you leave, lock the doors just like normal. So you might be easily forgetting about this. And after you leave the vehicle and shut the door, this will all run up until you get back in again, which will automatically turn back to off. So that way you don't have to worry about switching it later on. Thanks for checking out another video of MyPlug's Life. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs up twice. See you guys in the morning.
Hey Siri, set an alarm for 7 a.m.